So I thought I would do a Q&A today, but not so much a recovery related one, but like a more personal one, and I asked you to ask some quite like intimate, like TMI questions, just because, I don't know, I really like Q&As. I really like doing these sit down videos, but I feel like I always cover a lot of recovery related stuff, and a lot of my advice is the same, because as I like go deeper into specific areas of like recovery, I still am, if you're thinking about it more broadly, covering like the same things over and over again. I know that it's still helpful and I'll still keep giving advice about recovery, but I don't want to like overwhelm you. But yeah, I got a couple of I got a couple of questions from Instagram. I don't want to get too many. I haven't put too many in here because I don't want this video to be super long, and we know I like to talk quite a lot. But yeah, some of the stuff is quite deep. I like to see myself as someone who I think I'm pretty open-minded and really observational. Sometimes it can be like a negative thing. So that when I go through something in life, like a lesson, I try and learn as much from it as possible. Also, I was testing out nail varnishes on my nails. I just did little like splodges, so that's why my nails look really weird. Okay, so the first question someone asked is, have I ever had any fake friends? So yes, I have had like fake friends, if you like want to call them that. I would be surprised if someone hasn't, and at first I was like, I don't know who specifically I would think about when I thought this, but I think it could be someone who is your friend to start with and then like ends up drifting apart. And I guess it kind of depends how it ends as well, or you can look back and be like, wow, I didn't know who I was back then. Now that I'm more of a like developed person, I can know that had I that if I was to meet this person for the first time again, I probably wouldn't end up in that friendship. I also think it can be relationships as well, you know, like fake relationships kind of, even if it doesn't actually turn into something. Like even in the past year, I've learned quite a lot about like boys and how a lot of them like to be weenies. And that you could think you mean this to someone, and then when you get out of that like mini relationship thing and you can see it from an outside point of view, you realise that you probably didn't mean that thing to a person, hence why it ended. Like, you know, either they weren't looking for something serious or you weren't, or you know, that kind of thing. I feel like that's kind of like a fake relationship too, and kind of friendship. So yeah, I definitely have, but I think that's part of life, and I think it's really important to like especially at this age, because I'm so social, like I'm 19, like I go out and, you know, and I meet people all the time. There's just a lot of opportunities at this age to meet new people, and you have so many people coming in and out of your life. Also, I feel like it's got a lot of it is to do with how you mature. You know, you kind of leave people behind who like aren't really meant to be in your life or don't really benefit your life. And I'm doing quite a lot of that at the moment. Like, if people don't make me happy or they don't make an effort with me, I won't make an effort with them, you know. And it's hard because I hate controversy, and I would hate to finish on like a negative with someone. But sometimes it just happens, like there's nothing you can do. And I think that's life. And no matter how kind you try to be, that person might just be an absolute negative jerk and just might not, you know, want to like sort it out, and that's their problem. At least you know that you tried. So yeah, I think fake friends or fake relationships or fake anything, like acquaintances even, are just so common. I think everyone will go through something like that. But I think it's quite a good part of growing as a person. Someone said, what is the thing you love the most about yourself? I feel like I'm pretty like, I think I'm like a really positive, like body and self-positive, is that the word, like self-positive? I don't know, person. I really don't know, like, not because I don't like anything, but because I accept everything, if that makes sense. I do like that I am positive and optimistic, but like I said, and especially at the moment with like trying to scoot away the negative people, it can not work in my favour. Like I can come across like not a pushover, but I can come across like I want to chase people when I in fact don't. But I do think that once I work out the balance of not being too optimistic, then I think, you know, being positive and optimistic and open-minded and stuff will pay off in my favour a lot more. So I think I would say that's the probably my favourite thing about myself, because like I'm just at my happiest. Like I just don't know why anyone else bothers with negativity, because it doesn't make anyone happy. Someone said, am I in university, and what have I previously studied? No, I'm not in university. I would love to go to university, but there's just nothing like that I want to study that I would benefit from. Even if I did music in uni, I feel like it wouldn't help me. But the parties, the friends, like, and I just miss being in education. And I studied music in, instead of going to sixth form, I went to college. I went to Oxford College, because Oxford is like literally a couple towns next to the one that I live in. But yeah, music performance, level 3, which is like the highest you could do, so you had to get fairly good grades. Not that I ever really got good grades in school. I was actually only there from September 2015 to January 2017, because obviously I had to drop out. I didn't actually drop out of the course, I just dropped out of going to college every day. Like, I did it from home, and I did have about 4 or 5 months where I didn't do anything, just because I was ill from my eating disorder, and the hospital just said to like pull out. And my CAMS team just said to pull out. Do you mind? And I left college last July, so over a year ago. Actually, I think it was last June, so like a year and a couple months ago. And I'm doing part-time work now and still doing my music, doing gigs here and there, trying to do more stuff. Next question, and I really like this one because I've never really spoken about it. But someone said, what is my sexuality? First of all, like I said, I try and be open-minded and stuff. I don't believe in like labels. Like, if someone says they're straight, I don't believe that like 100% of straight people will go through their entire life only liking the opposite sex, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't see why we have to label it, but I get that, you know, that's just like something that we do. It just kind of makes it a bit more easier, I guess, in the short term, but in the long term it can just be so confusing. So yeah, I always thought like I had a preference to boys because I feel like that's the default that everyone is like raised. Hopefully that will change, but it is at the moment because it's more common. Is it even more common? I don't even know, but it used to be like, you know, the default. It's just kind of what people expect until someone says otherwise. But yeah, at the moment I like am more interested in women, not more than men, but more than I've ever been. And like I will see a girl and I'll just be interested in them the way that I would if I was to see a boy that was attractive and I was interested in. So while I do have a preference to men, and I don't want to label it with saying I'm bisexual, because I don't know if I'll ever have a relationship with a girl. I don't know, if you watch Shadowhunters, that Magnus guy says he's a freewheeling bisexual. I feel like that's what I am. I would rather say that because I just think, to be honest, most likely I am just a normal human being who, like, you know, will have a relationship if I get close with someone. You know, I'm 19, that part of my life is there. Like, if I see someone, I'll like be interested in them, like attractive wise and personality wise. And whether that's a girl or a boy, I don't really care. I wouldn't say I'm bi-curious either because, like I said, don't want to put a label on it. And also, I think it's just completely normal, you know? No one should restrict themselves to like one specific gender or one label. And I'm attracted to boys and girls, I think, at this point. I have like, I think three questions in here that are like slightly recovery related. First one is weight distribution, like, does it happen? I really don't know a lot about this. This is like the one thing that I don't really understand in recovery. I think weight distribution is when you gain weight and it goes to like a specific area and you don't know how to, like, you know, distribute it evenly around your entire body. I think, I could be wrong. I think it's just how your body works, you know. There's not really any easy way to distribute it evenly, and you shouldn't be too worried about that. Like, you shouldn't want to. Like, fair enough if it's just going to one specific place and you're really self-conscious of it. And I'm sure there are specific foods that will settle differently on your body. Like, if you're really, really worried about it and like self-conscious about it, then you can do I'm sure you can do something about it, like work on the specific body part that you're self-conscious on or something. But it's not, you know, anything that I think you should have to worry about, because I'm sure you look fine and it's not a bad thing. It's just, if you are self-conscious of it, if you want to, like, exercising or, you know, that kind of thing, but only if you feel that's you really need to. Like, I wouldn't recommend that if you're not in a healthy mindset as well. If you are recovering from an eating disorder and you're still very fragile and easily triggered, then something like weight distribution to a specific area or somewhere you're self-conscious on, you know, is something you're going to struggle with anyway. So I would just keep going how you are and wait till you're in a mentally more stable place. As for me, like, I have a really high metabolism. I don't have a really strong opinion on it because I don't know a lot about it at all. Like, I have a really small waist, but I have quite big hips. but that's just my body type. I wouldn't say, I don't know if that counts as weight distribution, I guess it does. But I don't think that's what I eat, that's literally just my body type. Which is why I always get stuck in clothes at the changing rooms, fun fact. I've been stuck in clothes in New Look changing rooms at least 4 or 5 times. I'm glad I only kept to a couple of questions because this is still probably a really long video. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you like have any ideas of videos that you want to see as well, because sometimes I'm a bit like, I don't really know what to film. Oh my god, and I just forgot, I might have different hair when you next see me. On Thursday, I've always wanted to go like silver, but I've always been too scared because my hair doesn't take very well to bleach. And I don't know how it takes to toner, that kind of stuff, which is basically the 2 things that are really important when going from brown to silver. But, oh well, I can always dye it back to this colour if I don't like it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!